Y'all are wondering why you're seeing Jasmine right now live at 10 a.m. tonight or 10 p.m. tonight. Y'all wonder why is she here? I see her usually on Mondays. No, we have a lot to talk about because I was on one today. Anthony knows, Leon knows, everyone on LinkedIn saw that audio clip. And speaking of this audio clip, Leon, let's run the audio clip now of why Jasmine was upset today. Carolina Panthers, you decided to bench your number one overall pick, Bryce Young, for what? For what? We look at this organization. The organization has been poor for the past few years now. They have not built around him. You had to get Christian McCaffrey out of there because you were going to waste his years. And look at what he's become with the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Baker Mayfield, okay, you moved on from him. Look at what Baker Mayfield's doing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Sam Darnold, okay, we've had our things with Sam Darnold, but when he went to the 49ers, he got them some wins when Brock Purdy was injured. And now he has led the Minnesota Vikings to a 2-0 start. So it's not the people, it's actually the organization. And for Bryce Young, I feel so bad for this kid because there is nothing built around him to help him. The O-line is one of the worst in the league. The defense can't stop anyone. And your number one receiver is Adam Thielen, who is an older veteran receiver. I am not saying that Bryce Young can't make better throws, can't make better plays, and not turn the ball over. I understand that 100%. But we're not going to act like this is all because of him. This organization has not been good since Cam Newton took y'all to the Super Bowl. This is unfortunate and this is sad. And it's not just Bryce Young. There's been a lot of players that have come out of this organization and excelled with other teams. I've named them. Christian McCaffrey, Baker. Now, Anthony, that was my spiel. If people don't know, Carolina Panthers benched their starting quarterback, Bryce Young, who was their first overall pick last season. Now, we know he hasn't played well. And I'm just going to read you some stats that he had last year. So he did lead the team last season with 2,877 passing yards. That's decent for a quarterback that's just getting started, in this league and things of that nature. But, it was poor. Their running game, 902 yards on the season. That's not good enough. Adam Thielen, who was their number one receiver, did not play well, and he was injured a lot. Points per game, they were lucky to get to 15 points a game. And their defense allowed an average of 26 points per game, which was the worst, one of the worst in the league. And that trend is continuing into this year. But when we look at the Panthers, Anthony, benching Bryce Young, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Is the question. Do you agree? And if you don't, just give me your spiel of what you think about this Carolina Panthers move.
Listen, Jasmine, 100% I agree with you. Because my whole thing on this entire situation, hey, let me get my close-up real quick. Hey, listen, let me get my close-up real quick. I need everybody to listen to me on this one. The Panthers benching Bryce Young has to be, I don't want to say the stupidest idea, because you gave an arm, a leg, your lung, your heart, your brain. You gave up an entire body for this number one overall quarterback from Alabama. And you're going to bench him on his second season in the second game. The Carolina Panthers are in the bottom of the barrel in everything. Pass yards, rushing yards, points scored, first downs. And now look who they have backup. Andy Dalton. You want to look at somebody who hasn't had a winning season since 2015. That's the same year the Broncos beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl. And you want to rely on Andy Dalton, who has not had a good year since 2015. And that year he had A.J. Green. He had Bernardus Green-Ellis. He had – who else did he have that year?
A lot of people that year.
Yeah, he had a lot. I think he had a young Tyler Boyd that year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then you got to realize Andy Dalton, he's not a bad quarterback. I'm not going to say he's trash, but I did some digging today. I did some stats. And from 2016 to 2019, his final 4 years in Cincy,
right?
Andy Dalton went 20, 35, and 1. 20, 35, and 1. And in his last winning season, he ended it losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that this brand new head coach is saying, I want to bench our number 1 overall pick.
What message are you sending? It's like
for 20 years.
Right. And to piggyback off of that, you know, we talk about Andy Dalton, who is a veteran quarterback in this league. We can say that he is a veteran, been in many playoff games. I'll say that even with the Bengals, had a very good run. But when we look at the Carolina Panthers, like I said in my audio that I went off today, you look at all the quarterbacks they've had in recent years. You had Sam Darnold. Look at what Sam Darnold is right now. He has the Minnesota Vikings 2-0, and they're currently leading the NFC North right now. I'm a Packers fan, so I hate to say that, but let's be real. That's what's happening. And then even before he got to Minnesota, when Brock Purdy went down, he had them winning games when Brock Purdy was down. Then he goes to Minnesota, and look at what he's doing. And we're even having conversation is Sam Darnold a better fit than Kirk Cousins was in Minnesota? That's a conversation that's being had. 2, Baker Mayfield was a Carolina Panther. Look at what he looks like right now in Tampa Bay. Carolina got the new Dan Snyder as their owner. Hey,
wow, that's crazy.
Listen, honestly,
that's a wild statement. But I mean, I gotta agree with him. But that's crazy.
This organization, and shout out to your comment, Mike. But this conversation or this organization is in like you said, the bottom of the barrel and everything. And even though, yes, Bryce Young could play better, he has to understand to not turn the ball over. But at the same time, what has Carolina built around this young man for him to succeed? What have you built? The defense is 32nd in the league, and it's only 2 games in the season. How is that even possible? How? And the team, for one, you come out there, it says Red Rocket going to be shooting blanks.
Blanks is the starter.
But this is what I'm saying.
Leave Andy Dalton alone, man.
Right. And the thing is, my problem when I look at this organization is, what are you going? Where do you expect to go? I heard James Jones, earlier today on one of the talk shows. He said, "Where are y'all headed? You're not going to the playoffs. You're not winning a Super Bowl. You're not going to an NFC Championship game, let alone winning the division. There's no way the Carolina Panthers are winning this division at all. They're going to be last in the division, possibly have a number 1 overall pick again. And what are you going to do? Bryce Young needs help. He needs the run game. Obsolete, last in rushing. There's no rushing attack. The O-line, every time he's ready to pass, there's defenders in his face. So what can you expect this kid to do? He's running for his life. Yes, you are a Packers fan. I just had someone on talking Packers as they take on the Titans on my show, turning the AFC South. Yeah, I'm a huge Packers fan, diehard Packers fan. But when I look at the Panthers, I feel so bad for Bryce Young because there's no way he went from what he was at Alabama to declining that bad. And I get people talk about size and all that. I get all that, but you can make it work. We've seen people that didn't look the part. When we talk, Tom Brady's a different conversation, but Tom Brady didn't look the part at all. 6th-round pick, and look at what they built around him and how they established his success. But for Bryce Young, I feel so bad for the kid because the Carolina Panthers, he was put in a very bad situation. And for him to have all of that on his shoulders is not fair to him. Not saying he can't play well. I'm not saying that at all. But the problem is that what are you guys building around him? What are you building in Carolina? Are you building a winning culture? You are not. There's a reason why you had to get Christian McCaffrey out of there. There's a reason.
Hold on, Jasmine. I'm going to actually defend the Panthers organization for this one. Because the pass catches they have in Carolina, they have a grandfather in Adam Thielen. They got 2 young receivers in Jonathan Mingo and Xavier Legette. And I believe they still have Hayden Hurst. Yes. They have some decent weapons over in Carolina. But just like a lot of rebuilding teams, listen, I'm a Patriots fan. And you guys can see I'm a Patriots fan. And I can say that the Panthers O-line is, I don't want to say the biggest issue, but it's one of the biggest issues. So
we got a comment. He's had 3 head coaches, 3 offensive coordinators, and 2 GMs as the number 1 pick of the Carolina Panthers, and that's not even talking about on the field yet. How do you expect the kid to win?
Exactly. You cannot have a recipe for winning if your front office isn't set. If you're cycling through your front office every season, no one is going to be good.
No.
I don't that kind of brings the analogy to say if a kid is bad, it starts at home. If a player is bad, it starts in the front office. So if you want to say
love that
Bryce
analogy.
Young sucks,
Love it.
this player sucks, this player sucks. Okay, who are his coaches when you say he sucked? Well, he had 3 different coaches. He had 3 different OCs. He had 2 different GMs. He had 2 different defensive coordinators. Well, of course, why he sucks, he had 3 different people telling him 3 different things. They're all the bottom line same thing, but they're all 3 different things. Mac Jones is a perfect example. Oh my God. I want people to
you know this is
Jasmine, I don't want to take over your show, but the thing with Mac Jones is a dog. Don't get me wrong. Mac Jones is a demon. First year with New England, he took him to the playoffs. Second year, he had Matt Patricia. Third year, he had Bill O'Brien. But now people saying he sucks. Matt Jones' buns. But look what he did in the preseason with Jacksonville. That boy is lighting up defenses. And I'm like, why didn't we get this Mac Jones? Well, we did. We just want to change OCs every season.
Exactly. And Mike said another thing. Bryce Young is going to be done as a Panther. I say Miami is a fit for him. Now, that's a conversation that we can have. Now, speaking of the AFC South or AFC East, I mean, we all know Anthony is a Patriots fan. Now, let's look at this division right now. Yeah. Let's shift gears a little bit. So, meaning that, do you see that happening, though? So, we look at what Tua's going through. Tua's going to be out for some weeks. He had the concussion, and that's been a conversation of should he retire? He's had a lot of scary injuries and those kinds of things like that. And he hasn't – I am not saying Tua's horrible, but he hasn't evolved. If that makes sense. He hasn't evolved or expanded his game, and he's getting paid a lot of money, a ton of money. Mm-hmm. Do you see Bryce Young going down there to South Beach and with a Tyreek Hill, with a Jalen Waddle, and then OBJ is coming in a few months? Do you see that happening?
Me personally, I don't want to say that I do, but I will say in the next 2 seasons, 3 seasons, if Bryce Young does not get his stuff together, he will be the backup for another organization. Unless the Panthers are willing to say, you know what, let's actually be grown adults. Let's have like one guy, one head coach, one GM, and be with him for 5-6 years. If the Panthers don't want to do that, Bryce Young is walking. Yeah. Bryce Young is either going to be a second string or a third string in the AFC, or he's going to find himself on the practice squad somewhere else. It's a sad conversation to have, but it's the truth. Bryce Young, I don't want to say he's not that good because his college tape speaks for himself, but I think he is different than the NFL. Some talents transfer, some talents don't. So to put him in can he be a starter somewhere else? No. The Carolina Panthers is a NFL team just like everybody else. Okay. I can put Bryce Young on, I'll say, I don't want to say the Falcons because no. I can put Bryce Young on the Seahawks. I can put Bryce Young on the Seahawks. That's fair. And he could possibly do the same thing. He'll have Charles Cross on one side, and he'll have Evan Neal's on the Giants. He'll have another right tackle on his right side, and he can scramble all day long. But can he get it to Tyler Lockett? Can he get it to JSN? Can he get it to DK? Right. His playmakers are going to make him look good, and not a lot of NFL offenses are going to make Bryce Young look good. I'm sorry. And to piggyback off of that too, we look at that example of Brock Purdy. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's a scrub, but look at what he has around him. He said Bryce Young sucks, bro. I'm not gonna say the kid sucks. Like, somebody said it. The organization has to be said. I mean, it's like, look, I'm gonna defend the kid. You know, he does not suck. He does not suck. I think he could play a lot better, but I mean, look at what he's working with. If anybody, you look at, I just mentioned, with all the quarterbacks they went through,
We thought that was end of what's his name? Baker Mayfield. We thought, I'm thinking, oh, Baker's done. Until he gets to Tampa, who's already has a thing set for him. Brady's gone. Then you already have Mike Evans. You have these people like that. He's able to, okay, now he's improving. You're seeing what Baker is doing. Sam Darnold, everybody was harping on Sam Darnold. Nobody thought Sam Darnold was going to be that guy. But what I saw when Brock Purdy was out, I saw him win games for them. 2, you look at what he's doing with Minnesota. I think Bryce Young, if they want to build, they need to build around him. And yes, I'm not saying he hasn't played good. I'm saying he's played horrible. He has. But I think when we're looking at this, the whole benching, him being benched is not going to help the team. But I think you need to build around this kid. You need to build around him. Give him something. Give him a run game. Give him something. Give him an O-line. Give him time to throw. If I would say this, give him another year. I'll give him another year. Let's build an O-line. Let's get some people in here. And let's say, you know what, we're going to start with the ground up. And if he does not perform, then you can move on from him. But honestly, Carolina's in a bad spot regardless. I don't see any bright future in this organization at all. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Bryce Young's career is going to follow the one of Jameis Winston. And that's sad because Jameis was one of those quarterbacks that a lot of people were, looking forward to. We saw what he did at Florida State. Even with Tampa, he had those moments, but the turnovers. And I think 2 organizations right now that are in the gutter is the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers currently right now constructed. I look at what's going on with Deshaun. I'm not going to mention all the, the stuff off the
all that stuff. That's no.
It's that organization and the Carolina Panthers, they're in a very bad spot. Like a lot of money's being put in different places and people are not performing as well. So I do feel bad for Bryce Young. He's a very good kid. The kid does want to go play. I mean, we see what he did. And I know college is completely different. I know that. But there's no way you have that major decline that way. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And I think that you need to build around the kid. Give the kid options. You go through so many coaches, so many offensive coordinators. You can't expect somebody to do well. You have to work. Listen, stick with one person until the wheels completely fall off and there's no choice but having to move on from said quarterback. That's my opinion. It's not fair to these young quarterbacks that are coming in and, okay, here, you carry this organization on your shoulders, and it's not just the quarterback. It's really not. There's other things that have to go into place. Their defense is horrible. The defense can't stop anybody. Are you serious? Trooper ran for 6 yards, a 6-yard carry. We signed 2 guards. Are you guys watching? Yes, we're watching. The organization's been bad. I mean, if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, you cannot argue with that. You have a quarterback that is good. We've seen him in college, and I'm not saying college is different. I'm going to keep saying that, but we're not going to act like this kid just had a major decline like this. This organization's been bad. We thought Baker Mayfield was done until he left and got new scenery. We thought Sam Darnold was done. He has a new sense of scenery. Christian McCaffrey, new scenery. Look at the system he's in. We look at this organization. The organization is bad. It's been bad, period. There's no question about it. I am not saying Bryce Young cannot play better. He can 100% play better, but it's not all on him the way they're making it out to be. This whole team is not good on both sides. I don't care. They're last in every category. So we're not going to sit here and do that. But my thing is, I just hope that I hope that the organization does turn it around because they do have pieces. I'm not saying, like you mentioned, a lot of people. Adam Thielen is a veteran receiver that can still get down the field. I did see that play where he was wide open, but Bryce does not have time. Doesn't have time. Every time the kid turns around, the O-line is nowhere to block for him. And that's just the unfortunate thing right now. If you don't have an O-line and you got a young quarterback, it's pretty much doomed. It's pretty much doomed. But if I'm the Carolina Panthers, I'll give him a year. I'll give him one more year. I would. If he doesn't show any improvement, then move on from him. But benching him, what especially 2 games in, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. The season just started, and no one, I didn't expect the Saints to come out and just do that what they did in week 1, and then they destroyed Dallas the week. So is the Saints really that NFC team that's like, whoa, hold on? You know what I mean? So we look at that. I feel bad for the kid. I do. I hate to see young quarterbacks go out like that. I really do. But not to digress, I want to talk about your Patriots. The Patriots right now, they look decent. They're not a bad team. I see a lot of good stuff. What do you have to say, Anthony, about your Patriots, and what are your expectations, especially how the division looks? How do you expect that the Patriots will fare in the division?
Well, I think we have a great shot in the division this year, and the reason why I say that is I'm not speaking ill will of Tua. I'm not saying ill will, but if the Dolphins just signed Tyler Huntley, so if Tyler Huntley can't throw to Tyreek Hill on a 50-yard bomb, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Josh Allen's gonna be Josh Allen. So he's going to have those flashes where he's good, flashes where he's trash, but then he's going to have that run streak where he's the MVP. And the Jets are always going to be the Jets, but they're going to have Aaron Rodgers behind them. So
they made some good spurts as well, and then you got the Bills.
Right, yeah. So what the Patriots have to do is, first of all, they have to get their receivers open. We got Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne's coming back. We got Jalen Polk out of Washington. We got Javon Baker out of UCF and Hunter Henry. We got Austin Hooper. We have all these weapons that are able to get open, that's able to make plays, but we don't have the O-line to do that yet.
Mm-hmm. Again, O-line, the conversation of O-line.
O-line is the main problem.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a problem, Drake May will be lighting up this league right now. I'm not saying we will be 2-0. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying Drake May will be doing a lot better job than Jacoby Brissett. Now, I didn't see
you though. I wasn't yelling at you. I'm just speaking in general. But shout out to you for subscribing.
Hey man. Hey, look, that's a cool guy right there. Hey man.
Right.
Subscribe to Jasmine. You got to do that. But the Patriots have to focus on the run game because the quarterback is iffy. Their O-line is who knows. So we have to rely on Antonio Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to say something that may ruffle some people's feathers. Ramondre Stevenson is a top 5 rusher in this league. I don't care what you say. Ramondre Stevenson is a top 5 rusher, not top 10.
Very underrated, yes.
Thank you. Because every single time that dude touches the ball,
he does.
Vision. Yes. Whether the O-line
push, the way he releases his release is ridiculous. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. But nobody ever wants to put him in their top 5. Their top 5, I promise, this will be everybody's top 5.
But we keep hearing Micah Parsons.
Yeah, it could be Micah Parsons.
Listen.
But look, everybody's top 5 is always going to be Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and who the 5th one? That some people may put Alvin Kamara up there. Some people
the way he's playing right now.
The way he's playing, they'll put him up there. Other people they'll put Raheem Mostert, Devon A. Chain. A lot of people can go in that 5th spot. But I'm telling you, that 5th spot belongs to Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Now,
Michael Parsons, are you listening? Stopping the run, sir.
Please,
stopping the run.
Please, you cannot stop the run. If our O-line can get 3-yard separation, Ramondre's out of there.
Yeah.
Now, let me finish up with this, Jasmine, because I don't want to ramble too much.
Go ahead.
But let me finish with this. Our next game is Thursday in New York. We are playing the New York Jets in their home stadium. The one thing that I want the Patriots to do on a short week is try to get Demario Douglas the ball. Try to get their rookie playmakers a shot. Jalen Polk got his first rookie touchdown over the weekend against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm happy for him. I love the guy.
Drock said was completely absent Sunday. Who was?
Completely absent Sunday. Not Stevenson. Stevenson was not absent. He had a 59-yard run. That boy was not absent. But yeah, we have playmakers. We can get them open. But what we have to do is we have to spread the ball around. We cannot force feed Ramondre.
I'll say that to piggyback, when we look at the Jets the past 2 weeks, their defense has been shaky.
Yes.
So you can move on them, even though the last couple of years they've been in the top 5 on defense. But at these past 2 weeks, what we've seen is their defense can be had. So just a heads up, Jets fans. Just heads up.
Heads up, because the Patriots are coming to town, and we come in full force. We are ready for you.
And when I look at this, AFC East division, Parsons, of course.
I mean, Parsons he was gone that day.
Listen, just so everyone knows that is watching, we despise the Cowboys. Out of everybody, I'm a Packers fan, so I don't like the Vikings, the Bears, and the Lions. But the team I despise the most is the Dallas Cowboys. I cannot stand them. But for Micah Parsons, I am sick of Dallas. I'm sick of everything. They always talk. I'm shout out to his podcast. He does very good, but where is that on the field? They cannot stop the run. That has been a constant conversation for the past few years about them stopping the run. They just can't. Jets defense just lost Jermaine Johnson to it. Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, Jets can win that division as it currently stands now. As of right now, they could. But in the next 5-6 games, no way. Because Aaron still can do what he needs to do. 100%. Love to see the Cowboys lose big. Makes my day bright. Exactly. When the Cowboys lose is the best thing. But when we look at the AFC East, right? They're going to continue to talk about the Bills. I get all that, Josh Allen, but I cannot go full force on them. I cannot trust them, especially in big moments. Josh Allen tends to shy away from that big moment. I am not saying he isn't talented. He's one of these talented young guys right now, but I love y'all.
Yeah. Cowboys talking about. Get him out of here.
But when it comes to the Jets, if Aaron can stay healthy, and of course they've had some injuries, if he can stay healthy, he still can deliver the ball at the high level. They have weapons as well. I'm very concerned for Miami. Very, very concerned. Tyler Huntley, we've seen what he did in Baltimore. We'll see what he can do in Miami. I think, his running ability will help them a lot, especially because their O-line is still having issues as well. But I do see, Tyler Huntley fitting in well with them. But when you look at it, if the Patriots can, get some steam going, the Bills need to be careful. This is not going to be a cakewalk like it has been. Yeah. I think it's going to be a battle at the end. Especially, I do want to see that matchup between Aaron and Josh Allen to see how that looks. Because we haven't seen that. Josh Allen's going to get beat up this entire season. He's already – exactly. And when it comes to the Bills, it's the question of when are they going to turn that corner? We keep talking about him. We keep talking about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow in that conversation, but you can't beat Mahomes. And you haven't turned that corner. Now, we get to see them in a few weeks play each other, but what are we going to get from them? What are we going to get out of Buffalo? And I'm frankly tired of hearing about Buffalo. It's, the Buffalo Bills, and then they don't do it. So, I mean, I know somebody made the comparison that I saw that the Cowboys and the Bills are kind of the same thing.
The Bills are like the Cowboys in the AFC.
Yeah. But for Dallas, what's going on? You paid Dak all this money. He's the highest paid player in NFL history. CeeDee Lamb is the second highest paid receiver. What's wrong with the team? What's going on? We got all these stars. We got all these different people. You bring Zeke back. You get Dalvin Cook. You got Micah Parsons. Now, I
don't think Dalvin played. Has Dalvin even played yet?
No, I think he's injured. I think he's injured anyway. But
what's the point of signing him then?
But honestly, you know what? When you look at the NFC East, I'm very concerned because I was thinking Philly can still be dangerous, but something is psychologically going on with Philly. They're 2-7 right now. They've been 2-7 these past heading into the season. So when we look at Philly, there's something psychologically going on in Philadelphia that's wrong. They have the weapons. I mean, if they can switch on that gear, they could definitely be a Super Bowl contender, but something is psychologically going on. Giants are obsolete. Washington, shout out, they got their first win. And then you got Dallas. The NFC East looks kind of weird. It looks weird. It looks very weird. Cook is on the practice squad, still getting repped up. Yeah.
Okay. But all right. If Dalvin Cook's on the practice squad, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Cook being on practice squad. Mm-hmm. I don't think he needs to be in the game right now.
Yeah. But Bill's turning a corner. They're sitting on the corner right. Yeah. They are. They're not. And again, they're in the same boat as Dallas. We keep talking about, whoa, you see how Dallas played. They destroyed the Browns and all the fans are freaking out. And then the Saints came in and did what they did. Dallas is not going to be to what they were in the 90s. They're not going back to that. And you have a lot of Dallas fans that want Jerry Jones gone, that whole Jones family gone. They want a new sense of self. Of course, Mike McCarthy. They want Mike McCarthy. They want a lot of people gone. They want everybody gone out of Dallas. But you're stuck with Dak. This is what you got. This is this is not a team that's gonna win. I don't see them winning. They might make a wild card and then everyone is gonna rave like, oh, the Dallas Cowboys beat up on bad teams. That's what the conversation is. I don't see Dallas. I don't see the Bills. Jerry isn't going anywhere. Exactly. He's gonna stay right there, and you're gonna keep seeing them on Thanksgiving. They are the richest franchise. The Dallas Cowboys are the richest franchise in all of sports. They have the best media, deals. Jerry Jones knows how to market the team very well. But marketing a team that ain't winning, it doesn't matter. It's not America's football team. They keep telling me that it's not America's football team. But not Anthony, anymore. Before we get out of here, are there any thoughts, any expectations that you're seeing, and what are some teams to watch before we get out of here that you have on your radar?
I'll make this short and sweet. I posted a tweet earlier. You guys can follow my Twitter at BigDogAnt4. That's Big DAWG Ant4. And one tweet that I had earlier was, can we talk about the Saints offense scoring 91 points on the worst defense in the league and in conversation the best defense in the league? Mm-hmm. And it's only a 3-point difference. Can we please talk about the Saints offense? The Saints is number one. Number two, I'm a little biased here. The Patriots. Please look out for us.
Yeah, right.
The whole world is going to count us out the entire season. The entire world count us out against the Bengals. The entire world count us out against the Seahawks. And I promise you the entire world is going to count us out against the Jets. Some people may got us winning a couple of lucky shots, but don't count us out just yet. Jerome Mayo has a new era in New England, and he's motivated that team to run through a brick
wall. What he's doing, right?
Mm-hmm. And my third team to look out for, I would say the Falcons. The Falcons stunned the Eagles in 1 minute.
They took that game last night. They took that game.
I'm telling you, if the Falcons can stay consistent, have the great running game they did last night, if they can have a more consistent passing game to where they're never in that situation again, look out for the Falcons. So with that being said, I think the entire NFC South needs to be on watch. Because the NFC South is like
he said the Falcons, no, son.
Yeah, like don't really pay attention to them. It's like a kiddie league over there. But some teams are emerging. We don't want to see the Buccaneers win. Now it's the Falcons and the Saints.
The NFC South has been a laughingstock the past few years. It is not a laughingstock anymore.
Right.
Because now you look at I was one of those people these past couple of years. I saw the offensive the receiving core that the Saints have had, and I said, when are they going to click? They have Alvin Kamara. You have weapons. When are they going to click? Is this the year they're clicking? Because so far they are clicking.
So far, look, Rashid he's clicking.
Yeah,
Rashid is clicking.
If Derek Carr can stay healthy, if he can stay consistent, that's the biggest thing. Those are the two big things for him. And if he continues like this, we're gonna have a problem. Who they? And listen, I'm telling you. But another thing, that game between them and the Bucs are not far off either. And I don't like the Bucs, even though I'm from the Tampa Bay area. But how they look, if Baker can do what he's doing, those are two teams that we are going to be talking about in the NFC, very, very much so. Still don't count my Packers out. I know Jordan Love is injured. I shout out to Malik for getting us that win. He did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
The defense played very well.
Malik did what he needed to do.
And the what I appreciated about our game is, before we get out of here, I saw the Colts play the Texans week 1, and I saw how Anthony Richardson, who is an ex-Gator, shout out to him, how they played, and Tampa Bay area, but a Packers fan. Exactly. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, I am from the Tampa Bay area, born and raised, and I can't stand the Bucs. I cannot stand them. But when we look at the Indianapolis Colts and how we play them, it is a very big deal that for us, without our starting QB and our defense, to hold Richardson that much and keep and making him a turnover machine with those 3 interceptions. I was really impressed by how the defense showed up compared to how we played against Philly. But yeah, the Saints and the Bucs are they're a very scary team. Another team that I think could be a problem is those Cardinals. I do think so. Especially they battled the Bills. They did battle the Bills, even though they lost. And then how they played and how they got Marvin Harrison Jr. involved. If Kyler Murray can do that scrambling and throwing across, they're going to be a dangerous team too. That's a team. Those 3 teams, watch them. And then, of course, I do have my radar on the Patriots. They're going to be an interesting team. I wish we had our guy Cole come on because, he's a big Pittsburgh fan, and the Pittsburgh is right now leading the division. So I want to see what he has to say. They are leading the division, but I saw that you asked for our Twitter. So mine is just JASSYESK on Twitter. And then, Anthony, you could repeat your Twitter. That you can see it down below. That's my Twitter. Anthony, what's your Twitter?
So my Twitter is Big Dog Ant 4. So how you spell dog is DAWG. It's not the normal way.
Yeah.
IGDAWGANT and then the number 4.
Yeah.
And then when you see it, you should see like an anime header and like me doing this. That's me.
Yeah. So that's our Twitters and stuff. And if you guys are interested, you can come on the show, hit me up. I love to have different guests on to talk about I talk about everything about sports. I talk a lot about sports. It's my life. But if you want to see more of my show, Jazz on Sports, I'm live every Monday at noon. But you'll see me throughout the week because I do little skits here and there, especially that audio I did on LinkedIn. I do stuff like that, audio, little shorts here and there. So I talk about everything. I talk about some of the hottest topics and stuff like that. So make sure to subscribe to Jazz on Sports and check out all the information. Thank you all for your comments. Shout out to all of you for giving y'all constant support. I am grateful and thankful. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Make sure to check out Anthony's show. He has 2 shows and he's rocking it too. Anthony, should tell the people about your show a little bit before we get out of here too.
Yeah, real quick. I have a new show called Antarchy. My Antarchy show airs Saturday at 8:20, and I talk about anything and anything underneath the sun, whether it's a social problem, economic problem, a presidential problem, or I even talk about sports too. I talk about literally anything that goes inside my head. Like, it just poof. I mean, you know
Right.
what? And my second show, that I have a gaming podcast, or a stream, if you will. And I do Mondays at 6:30 and Fridays at 8:20. So right now I'm playing a varied amount of games. So I'm waiting for Dragon Ball Spark and Zero to come out.
Yeah.
Once Spark and Zero comes out, I'm battling everybody. Everybody's getting the smoke. But right now I'm doing a rebuild with Nevada Wolfpack on college football. I don't want to buy Madden because Madden sucks. But if I do, I'm rebuilding. Madden is trash. Let's be honest. Madden is garbage. And I'm playing an old game that I used to play back when I was in middle, going into high school. It's called Titanfall 2. So those are 3 games I mainly play. I'm also playing a game called Bug Snacks. It's an indie game that was made a few years ago. And I'm doing a Fortnite streams every now and again. So I'm kind of like in a mix of like a really good handful of games until I have that one game to where I'm doing it fully.
Gotcha. And
so I know a lot of information. So Antarchy show Saturdays at 8:20, and the Antarchy gaming show Mondays at 6:30, Fridays at 8:20.
Gotcha. And there you have it, folks. Mike, definitely get in contact with me. anime hair, hidden technique, right? Everyone, listen, everyone, if you guys want to be on our shows, contact us. We are very open to meeting new people. We love to connect with everyone. We're here to elevate, as young Black people in this society, in sports, and a lot of different social things. Like you heard Anthony, into gaming, into a lot of the social things going on in the world, into that. Me, I love sports. I'm into a lot of the music talk and things like that. I love talking about rap beefs and things like that, but I want to get that started very soon. But I love talking. We love talking. If you want to have us on your show, if you guys want to be on our shows, hit us up. We are open. We are open to collab with a lot of different people. We're just ready to skyrocket, especially with the Leon Thomas group for sure. So shout out to all of you.
Shout out to Leon Thomas, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Leon.
And shout out to Jay too.
He spearheads all of this. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Leon. Thank you for the production. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Kiera, who is new. We're very thankful for that. That wraps up the show. See you guys for more. I might have some more rants coming this week, but make sure to tune in and subscribe. Thank you for watching Jazz on Sports.
See y'all later.